Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
Little bit of drink, little bit of smoke, little bit of dance around that dance floor, little bit of loud, little bit of fun, little bit of let's go tear shit up.
Coming to you almost live from deep in the heart of Texas. This is the Drinking Texas podcast with me, Stephanie, and two guys whose beers are never half empty. That's Chip and Mike.
Holy shit, she nailed it.
On the first try.
Yeah, I know. Hey, this is Chip and Mike with the Drinking Texas podcast. Mike, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing?
I am fantastic. It's a beautiful day, and we're joined by Stephanie, the goddess of love,
Hello,
and
hello.
Mistress Vicky. How are y'all doing today?
All
That
right.
good, huh? I like it. We also have Natalie Metcalf in the house.
Oh, so special guest.
Yes,
huh?
singer-songwriter out of Kansas originally, but she's in Taylor right now. Just light it up for everybody. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Thank you for having me on the show tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks for
very
joining us.
excited.
Mhm.
We're excited too.
I'm very, very excited.
You did your hair and the makeup and everything for us. Thank you so much.
You know, we got to take some selfies behind scenes so that they can see all the fun we're having.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
We're having so
Mike,
much fun.
Mike did his hair and makeup also.
Hey,
it looks flawless. by the way.
Well, you work with what you got.
Well, yeah.
There's
Not
not
everybody
much.
has all this.
Oh,
Well,
goodness.
Nor do they want it.
Uh,
But yes.
All right. So,
So what are we drinking tonight, Mike?
well, we got a few choices here. We're going to go a little whiskey heavy off the start. An old favorite, Eagle Rare Kentucky bourbon, 10-year-old. You know, if you want something,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have some Sweetheart of the Rodeo. Now, you brought that.
I did.
Can you tell me anything about that?
I can tell you all about that.
mm.
It's out of Ledbetter, Texas. From Cooper Whiskey. It's a small whiskey shop, like I said, out of Ledbetter, which if you don't know where that is, you will never find it.
This is true.
Yeah, it's just out the Giddings before you get to Round Top. Over to the right-hand side. If you blink, you miss it. And I've blinked and missed it before, but I had to turn around because they do a great job.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the Cooper family is famous for their rye. This is not a rye, is it?
Yes, actually it is.
Holy crap! It
Yeah,
is.
it is a rye whiskey.
Well, okay, I guess I'm gonna
And
have
you're
to
the
try
one
that
with the glasses.
Well,
Oh, goodness.
I'm
It's
in it.
just in the way it's made.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
how it's blended.
All right, and then our
Oh,
third
okay.
choice is an Irish whiskey, Green Spot, which is unique among Irish whiskeys as it's a single,
It's a
single
single.
pot, copper pot, single batch. It's not a blend. I should put it that way. It's not
Yeah.
a blend, so it's actually very good.
Well said, Mike. Easy for you to say.
Those well done.
Yeah.
It was.
That's
He
my
uses-
whiskey tonight,
Yeah,
folks.
he uses words for a living.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're going to choose what we're drinking,
Yeah.
and I think Natalie's made her choice.
I did. I'm drinking the single hot spot. I'm kidding. I'm drinking the green spot.
Uh-huh.
And so far, it is absolutely delicious. I love Irish whiskey, and you definitely sold me on this one tonight, Mike. This is very smooth, and I'm a little scared about how much I want of it right now. I'm going to take
Yeah.
it slow. I'm going to try and take it slow.
Phrasing.
Yeah, just you drink as much as you want. We'll get you home somehow.
I don't know who's home, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I call the couch.
You won't get a blanket. There's no blankets at this house.
I bring my own blanket.
All right.
Anywho, I went with the Eagle Rare
Oh,
Always a good choice.
this time. Yes. It was my first full glass of the Eagle Rare. I think I might have had like a small taste prior. But yeah, this is so smooth. This is very smooth.
and
Mike, Chip, what'd y'all get?
Oh, I went with the Sweetheart of the Rodeo.
which I did too.
Yeah, like I said, the Cooper family does a great job. And it's just a great rye whiskey. It's hard to find, but we got that actually from Ledbetter, from the shop.
So, and I don't know if you heard it before, because Vicky asked why the Sweetheart, which is a rye, is not as hot as the Cooper family rye, which I mean that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But it is. It's a rye whiskey, but it's smoother. I assume it's a different
It's
mash
different
bill.
blend.
Yeah. It probably has a little less rye, a little more corn. Don't know this for sure, but that's my guess. But yeah, it's really easy to drink.
Especially at 100 proof.
Well, that's just bonus.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
So, Mike, you want to throw out the random question real quick, and then we're gonna refill our glasses and.
Random question.
Woo!
All right. Well, the first one's actually kind of easy. It was inspired by our guest here. Chip,
It's Mike.
have you ever been in a bar fight?
Ooh, no.
No. Stephanie?
You have never been in a bar fight. You look like the type of dude that would stop bar fights.
I'm gonna second her. Yes.
Well,
Doesn't Chip look like that?
That's
Hold on.
that's
Answer
probably
the question and we can get back to that and I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. No.
no.
I'm not gonna break a nail.
No.
No. No.
Me either. I'm not
Oh.
going to break a nail.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
interesting.
not his.
Oh, you're not
anymore.
going to break a nail, or
No.
you've never been in a bar
I've
fight?
never been in a bar
Look at
fight.
him.
Oh,
You think
okay.
he's never
So
been
he's
in a
gonna break a
I'm
nail,
not
but
going to break a nail.
okay.
So
okay.
that leaves us with Natalie. Have you
Oh.
ever been in a bar fight?
Yes, I have. I mean, first I was a
Shocked.
little nervous about saying yes, and now I'm like, who am I drinking whiskey with here, guys?
Yeah.
Boom. There you
You guys
go.
have never been in bar fights?
Never been in a bar fight.
It's
So-
not necessarily something I'm super proud of, but I've actually been in a couple bar fights.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't know. I
She's
guess
on
we
our
should
team, you guys.
define Fights.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
yeah.
I haven't been throwing
we know what a bar
punches.
is.
You know, I didn't throw a punch.
Well, I'm disappointed.
But I mean,
now.
I was like in the middle of it and was like kind of an EMT.
Were you the
other
one? Were you the one in the middle going, "No, don't fight," and then get hit in the head?
No,
and then,
more like I was like, oh, beep, like, oh, shh, oh, yay, okay, hey, let's settle down here. Like, what, whoa. And then I was like, okay, F it, I gotta get out of here. Like, I tried, like the first one I was ever in, I was living in Los Angeles, and it was like my local dive bar. If I walked out of my house and I turned left, there was a dive, and if I turned right, there was a dive at either ends of the block.
which
And
sounds
so-
awesome.
That
It was
sounds
amazing.
wonderful.
It was
Yeah.
so amazing. And so the one to the left was a little bit more divier, you know, you could say. But all the locals knew each other. It was that kind of vibe.
Mhm.
Anyway, two guys were in there that night. I'm just like a social butterfly everywhere I go, especially if I'm drinking whiskey. And at this dive bar, like you don't get a shot glass when you order a shot. Like they give you like the mini whiskey glasses and they're like half full. So, I mean, I was probably drinking Jameson and they mix shots up back there and serve them out, you know?
Mhm.
And so I was bouncing around talking to everybody. And I remember when it closed, we were all outside and they kind of had like a ringed off rope area where we could stand on the sidewalk and chat and stuff for
Mhm.
locals for a while. And all of a sudden, I just see one guy looking at a guy behind me and saying, "You don't tell me who to talk to. I can talk to her." And I don't know what the guy behind me did, but all of a sudden I was smashed in between these two guys. And like I saw one fist coming like around this side of my face, and I saw
Oh.
this guy's fist coming around this side of my face. I thought I was gonna get punched.
It was a
I
Metcalf
was like-
sandwich, you guys.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
whoa, and I like put my hands out and I'm like squished together between these two guys. Like I start just
And not in a good way.
you know, I'm like, yeah, not in the way you hope to be sandwiched,
Yeah.
you know, for your first time.
I know.
So I'm like I like kind of duck down and like do the chicken, you know, like hit my elbows out like in their stomachs. And I'm like, I kind of like squeeze out of there and I just see my best friend. She's my roommate, my piano player on all my records.
Uh-huh.
She's like running down the sidewalk to me. He's like, Natalie. Like she's like reaching for my
motion
hand.
stuff.
Like I could
Yeah.
tell, like it was like slow motion. Like she saw it happening. And I get out of there. She's like, oh my God, you almost got punched. I was like, I know. Oh my God.
You did some kind of weird martial art trick,
It was crazy.
kung fu.
Oh no.
The second bar fight I was in, I was actually on a tour in Kansas. And I'm not going to say the bar because I do love the bar
Mhm.
and it shouldn't get a bad rap. I just,
First off, they do tours of Kansas,
here's some
and there's a
wheat,
cornfield.
here's some sunflowers.
Yeah.
Here's some wheat.
Yeah.
Here's some land.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh, a barn.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, a random fight broke out. And it's funny, when you're the singer, you're usually in a position where you can see everything happen, which is one of my favorite things about being the singer. And this one just happened so fast. All I remember is seeing a guy, his chair just get pulled down and he just flew out of his chair and his head got smacked on the ground.
Oh.
My brother happened to be at this show, and all I can remember is boom, everybody's at this table where the guy got pulled back, punches are being thrown, people are being yanked out of chairs and like dragged out the back door. And I'm like up at the front door. Well, I am seeing this guy who got pulled back from the chair and he slammed his head on the ground and he's just on the ground and he's not
Mhm.
moving, he's not getting up. And like, so I take my guitar off, I throw it, and then all of a sudden I hear my brother, who was like at the back,
Mhm.
at the back of the bar, and I heard him doing the same thing. I have all these awesome protectors, you know. He was like, Natalie, get out of here. Like, he was like, get out of here. And I'm running to the guy, and my brother's running to me because I'm like,
Oh.
does nobody notice this guy on the
Yeah.
ground?
Who's probably gonna get trampled?
Yes. And so I get there like as soon as another lady gets there and she's calling out. She's like, are you an EMT? Because I'm yelling. Like when I get down there, I realize that his head's bleeding, starting to have like some blood pool on the floor. There's a wood
Oh.
floor. And she's like, are you an EMT? And I'm like, no, are you an EMT? She's like, yes. And I was like, well, great. Just tell me what you want me to do. Cause I'm just naturally.
She was like,
bossy.
Okay,
I'm bossing people. I'm like, get
she was
some
like,
towels.
leave.
Like, let's get this guy, like, get his, like, everybody get back. I'm yelling at everybody. So she thought like I was at training. I'm like, I'm the musician. Like, didn't you just see me up there? Like, I have had some training.
How drunk was she?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, we got this guy, you know, she got his like neck stabilized. I'm mopping up blood.
Oh my.
My brother, I yelled at him. I was like, go call 911. He wasn't waking up.
He was
wasn't
like, what's the
responding.
number?
Yeah, no. Exactly. Like it was so insane. And the girl behind the bar, it was her first night to close the bar.
Oh,
First night to
poor
close
girl.
the manager, like the owner had left, was like, easy, calm night, you know?
Yeah.
We got a nice acoustic singer. Oh God, I felt so bad for her. But anyway, the guy was okay, thank God. He really did not come to even when the ambulance got there. And then it was like this surreal moment where everyone was like, you know, that time where everybody's like,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And so my brother's like, do you just want to pack up and go? And I was like, nah, let's just sing a few more songs, right? And I get out there and the bartender's looking at me. She's like, are you sure you want to sing? I'm like,
You gotta change the attitude.
like,
of the
everybody's
place.
riled up,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's nervous. So I sang like another hour and then
Oh, nice.
Right on.
it was the craziest show I've ever had in my life.
That's awesome.
Her hands all bloody,
Yeah,
blood's
yeah,
on the
yeah.
guitar, but she's just jamming out,
It was-
calming
it was
people
rough.
down.
And by the
So-
way, you two
Oh, wow.
asses, with the profile that I've been in bar fights,
Yeah.
I've been in fights before, but not in a bar fight. I'm big enough. Look
Nobody
at
messes
look at
with
my
you?
mug. Yeah, and I can talk well enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing phrasing.
Phrasing.
But, and also, I may or may not have been trained in certain things that have calmed my nerves down
Like
from when I
Kung
was
Fu.
Exactly like Kung Fu, but completely
It's
different.
more like a Hong Kong fooey.
Yeah, no, I watched a lot of Kung Fu
was,
shows when
With the
when I was a
pandas
kid.
and the
Yeah.
tiger?
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
So
Those
it's more about eating the
I mean, I'm
eating the fruit than
Yeah.
you know, stay away from the
biscuits.
vegetables. But
yes.
yeah, but it calmed me down a lot because
That's good.
there's only been one time in the past recent memory that I've gotten up.
6 months.
No,
like
it's
during
long- it was-
drinking Texas recently?
No. Longer
okay.
than that. That I've gotten up that somebody's got me mad enough that I
Yeah.
was
Go.
ready to stomp them. But
Yeah.
luckily,
Mistress Vicky?
no, I calmed down really quick.
That's
Very good.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I guess you can say I've been in a couple bar fights, but no,
Yeah.
I've never thrown a
You
punch.
weren't the cause.
Right. Well, I mean,
Gotcha.
maybe
Well-
the
well,
one in LA, but
We don't
Yeah,
we don't
we
know
don't
what
really
song
know.
she was playing.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly, I could have really
that
riled somebody
song.
up.
Okay.
It might have been Lola.
Mighty Kinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try not to do anything that's gonna like really damage my hands. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess I don't know if I couldn't throw a punch. I do kind of have a big head. Like maybe I'd go for a headbutt. I try to throw the elbows.
The
you know?
elbows, I see that. Yeah. Chair.
I can't ruin my hands. So.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
at least one of us has been in a bar fights, which is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
glad
nice.
that I can say actually with all these guys, you can't
Oh,
see these guys, but Chip is a big dude. Like I mean,
Cheers. I'll take that.
and,
Well,
and,
I mean,
and so is Mike. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. Hey, and so on that note,
Well, I'm
Mike's
noticing
out of-
that.
yeah.
My
Mike's
whiskey is
out of
empty.
so we are going to, and so is Vicky apparently. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to fill these glasses up, and we will be right back. Hey, this is Steve Peters.
With Hello Texas.
And I'm drinking Texas.
Hey, we're back, and thank you for joining us. We're here with Natalie Metcalf, singer-songwriter. Natalie, thank you again for joining us today.
thanks for having me, guys.
Oh yeah, this is so much fun. Hey, go ahead, Mike. Mike was
Well,
going to cut me off anyway.
No, I wasn't.
No, you were.
I was.
he was.
I was gonna drink.
It looked
but
like you
okay.
were.
No, he dedefinitely was.
It's okay, Mike.
I'll put this glass down. All
Yeah.
right.
The glass you're not
And
even holding.
we'll just go ahead and ask you. We want to find out a little bit about you.
Oh no,
I know.
I'm kidding.
Your deepest, darkest secrets.
Now we've had a few friends in the music business who've gotten their start different ways. How did you come about music like this?
When I was young, I mean, I always loved to sing. So even though I get to say and have worked really hard to be called, a musician and artist, I'm first and foremost a singer. And I grew up, in a household that was just listening to all kinds of music. I was so fortunate. Like my parents, they listened to everything from like Motown and jazz to classic rock and roll, country music. I mean, just everything across the board. So it was very like Sunday mixtape after church, you know? And so my mom always said I started singing really little when I was probably like 3. And my babysitter at the time always had like music circle. And one day she called my mom and said,
Music circle. Is that what she called it?
music circle, music
At
time,
church? Music
No,
time?
like at daycare.
Okay.
And she goes, man, like Natalie is harmonizing with me when we were singing the song today. And that's crazy because like that's not usual.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom's like, oh, she loves to sing. You know, I'm like the one of 4 kids, like the 4th kid. No, but my mom knew I loved to sing. But it wasn't shortly after that, probably a couple of years where I started asking my mom if I could have lessons. And I knew a lady in town was giving lessons and voice lessons. So I started doing that. And
At
so
3?
No, I didn't. I started asking for
She had
lessons.
ambitions.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Good
Goals.
Lord.
No,
Taking
no.
voice lessons at 3.
Because
I
Chip
still was a
didn't even
talkative-
start drinking
talkative
until he
little
was
brat at
7.
3.
so-
Yeah. But I never had a lesson.
This is true.
I never had a
Yeah.
lesson. I mean, that's
No.
okay. That's why you're so skilled now.
Yes.
Trial and error. No,
Self-taught.
I probably started asking for lessons around 6 or 7.
Okay.
Okay.
And my mom was like, okay, I'm super, poor, work your way up, middle class family. So at that time, I was like, I can't even believe that she was like, okay, like I'll let you have a weekly lesson. Like that was so special.
Right.
Clearly, she saw something.
Well, with 4 kids, she just wanted you out of the house.
Probably. Yeah. She's
She
like,
was like,
30 minutes
hey,
isn't long enough.
Yeah.
How about an hour? 2
Your
hours.
dad and I
I'll
need
give
a
you
long
double.
time.
Just take her. Can you take 2
Exactly.
kids?
And so then from there, I wanted to take piano.
Mhm.
And I only did that for like a hot minute. Like singing, I have pretty much had training or have been coached or taking lessons since 7 all the way till I was a senior in high school.
Wow.
And then I went to college for music. But the musician half, the instrumentation, I always wanted to do that. And all those I pretty much picked up. So, I mean,
Mhm.
piano, I had a few lessons. Then I was like, okay, I hate piano lessons. Like it was way too structured for me.
Mhm.
So I just got a few books and I just taught myself.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You played piano in your concerts.
Yeah, I
sometimes.
did. So, I mean-
whenever a piano was around, you played.
Yeah. And then
Nice.
eventually my dad, like one of my friends had a piano. Her mom was more strict with her. Like she had to go to the lessons.
Mhm.
And she stopped. So I like begged my dad. I was like, can we please buy my friend's piano,
Oh, wow.
And he said no. Because I mean, that would be way too expensive.
Yeah.
And I remember one day, I don't even know how we played that thing. It's probably so out of tune. No one in the middle of Northwest Kansas is a piano tuner, So I
thought that's where they all lived.
That's where all I see this truck rolling up with a big, with an upright piano on the back, and it was my
Pulling into the
friend's-
driveway.
Yeah, it was my friend's dad
Nice.
bringing the piano over
Oh, that's cool.
to the house, and my dad and him they made a deal. I mean, they were so sweet. It wasn't very expensive at all, and we rolled that sucker into the dining room. My dad was like, "That's the biggest mistake I've ever made," because every day, I remember one night I heard him. He was like, I could hear him. He's like, "Could you just please play a different song?" Because I'm like, I just wanted to practice and get this one song right.
Right.
And he could not handle it. He was like, "No, thank you. Like, you have to play something else. Like, you can practice, but you have to play something else."
Anything.
And so then from there on out, I got into guitar, and in 4th grade, I played the clarinet, and that was like my instrument of choice when I got into band.
Oh.
In school, we started in 4th grade in our elementary school.
Mhm.
And then when I got to be like an 8th grader and a freshman, I decided that I was going to learn a new like band instrument every year. So I can't like pick those ones up still and play them,
Okay.
but I could play them well enough to like play in pep band
So
the year I played. So I picked up like flute, tenor sax. I did the
They're all very
bassoon.
similar. Yeah.
Like
we
the big
we
sense.
actually
Yeah.
have a clarinet here
Yeah, so I
for
mean,
you to play.
Yes. Bring it
I
out.
didn't think
Yeah.
about. I mean, I should have brought my own. I'll run
Obviously.
Burgundy. Oh,
Obviously.
this flute?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I just
little
carry it
Jocelyn?
naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I took violin for like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
4 or 5 years. Found out that I'm like double jointed in the tips of all my fingers.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah, so I couldn't do like the vibrato,
That's what she
and
said?
part of my personality was like, well, if I can't do it, like if I can't be the best, like I'm not gonna do
Okay.
this. So I
Wait.
set that down.
Pause. The joint things in
Yeah.
the fingers will. You
Yes.
can't do that. On
Well,
the
I
violin?
could do like vibrato on like the low strings with my pointer finger, middle finger, and ring
Mhm.
finger, but you need your pinky finger like for the high string, and it would
Oh.
lock like this. So this
Interesting.
wasn't
Mr. Perfect over
wasn't
there,
as
as I try to
smooth.
learn.
A lot of phrasing going on
We-
here.
we do.
Tiger does this.
But
Yeah,
I
it does.
understand because
I'm talking about.
that's brilliant, and that is
Yeah.
what she's talking
So
about.
I've got a.
But I ended up being more. I didn't like guitar. That's what I play now on stage.
Mhm.
And I probably didn't. I bought my first guitar when I was a freshman, and it was like a cherry red electric guitar. I still have it. I thought I was gonna be like a rock singer, like a modern rock
Yes.
singer, and that never happened. So I actually stole my brother's acoustic guitar, which he didn't play.
He didn't need
Yeah.
it.
He didn't play
It's
that.
okay.
Let's be honest. He didn't play
Whatever.
that.
He still doesn't know.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
now. And I took that to college with me, and that was when I really started writing and playing
Okay.
acoustic guitar. Probably when I was like 18. I learned some power chords and some licks and stuff on the electric guitar, but I didn't really start getting into like country music stuff until I was about 18 years old. And I sang all kinds of music.
Mhm.
I didn't start writing my music to acoustic guitar until about
So,
that age.
Okay.
And self-taught. on
I'm
acoustic.
kind of curious. As you write your songs,
Mhm.
are in your mind, do you already have a country hymn to it, or is
a
it?
melody.
Thank you. Whatever it's called.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing
Praise-
grace.
Mm.
Like that country.
See,
hymn.
Mom, I do go to church.
I
Melody.
Is that what we're calling this stuff?
That's what we're going now.
Yeah.
a country hymn.
Country
I love
hymn.
that. I'm gonna call it that.
This is a country hymn that I just threw together.
And it's like about drinking
Yeah.
and not going to church.
So that bastard
Yeah.
left me.
And he's going to hell.
Yeah, he's going to hell.
Yes.
I mean, it just depends. Most of the time, I have like what would be called the chorus, like the main part of the song. That's usually how I write songs. So like I'll have those words and most likely a melody as well that have kind of been rolling through my head. But it's not until like it's like trying to burst out of me the song.
Mm.
And then I'll sit down and I'll kind of find a chord and what key I've been humming or singing it in.
Mhm.
Sometimes I can just hear it, like, oh, that's what
Oh,
I've
that's
been
interesting.
hearing,
That's
right?
super cool.
And then I'll be like, okay, so it's going to be in this key, and then I'll just take it from there.
Okay.
I'll be like, okay, let me see if I can actually sing the chorus that's been in my head, and I might make some changes and stuff. But most of the time, the melody and the lyrics kind of come together at the same time for me.
Okay.
It would be really hard if someone and you co-write. For instance, some people are really good at the melodies, and some people are really good at the lyrics.
Mhm.
It's really hard for me if a co-writer says, "Okay, I have this lyric, bum 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 bum," and then I have to put words to it. That's very difficult for me.
Okay.
That's not how I do things.
Okay.
I'm like, let's strum some chords and kind of sing it together and talk about what we want to do, and then
Try
the
to play
melody,
it out
yeah,
together.
then the
Yeah.
melody
Yeah.
comes, you know.
Okay.
But I mean, there are talented people that do it like that.
Right.
No,
I
the
know.
best
For
people
you,
the best
it just
people
is
do it
more-
the way you do it.
Obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
obviously.
you.
Well,
Thank
clearly,
you.
I may have made that up. I don't know.
He's got it on a throw pillow.
They do it like
somewhere.
you do it. We have a glass of whiskey. We write a
Yeah,
we write a country hymn.
actually,
Country
Country
hymns
hymn.
are the best.
about
from
that
my
bastard that
understanding.
left you, and he's going to hell.
Straight to hell.
By the
So
way,
can I-
we're writing this song.
Can I refill my glass? Is that okay?
Yes.
We are drinking Texas.
Well, guys,
so yes.
if you didn't know, during the break they all refilled their glass, but
She
I
still
have to
had.
sing.
She
so-
still had some.
Yeah.
So Stephanie took you down the path to lyrics. I had a second question.
Oh,
I
okay.
figure I'll throw it out now.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite lyric? Either one you wrote or one that you just heard that is like, wow, that's perfect.
Yes, I do have a favorite lyric. It's
Please tell me it's Every Day I'm Shuffling by LMFAO.
you know what, it is not that. And you know what's funny is I usually never tell people this. So
Oh,
Drinking Texas podcast,
exclusive.
exclusive question. Because sometimes, when your favorite songs are your favorite songs, you like to keep them personal. You're like, this is for me. This is my favorite thing. The older I get, now that, especially that I'm songwriting.
The older you get.
Yeah, now
Uh,
that she's almost 30.
Yeah. Oh.
But you start to realize that it is okay to share those things. Like, now that I'm a songwriter too, like
Okay.
I like when people say like, oh, I really love that line or
Mhm.
whatever it is. And one of my favorite songs, I used to say, like I say I do not have favorite songs, but there is a song that, it's got to be a favorite. I guess it's got to be in the top 5 then, I guess. And it's a song by Little Big Town. It's called Bring It On Home. And it used to be one of those songs, especially when I was traveling or living in far from home. If I had a bad day and I came home, it was like just the first two chords, right? Like if I heard that, I just got a calming, I was like, okay, calm, it's nice.
Yes.
And yeah, I wish I could, but I will tell you the lyric as soon as I'm trying to run through the lyrics in my head here. It's pretty much like the chorus essentially of the whole song.
If you're trying to look it up here in Mike's house, it's a dead zone.
No, I have it. But it's more. Oh, I was trying to see like if there was a specific lyric, but they say when your long day is over and you can barely drag your feet, the weight of the world is on your shoulders. I know what you need. Bring it on home to me. And like I love that. I think the line really like when the weight of the world is on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is so prevalent. I feel like in anybody's job, in anybody's life, especially musicians' life, you're out there with 50,000 other musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes I feel like when I hear that next line, then like I know what you need. Just bring it on home to me.
Ugh.
And it's like, that's what you need.
Yeah.
That is what I need. And at that time, like even living in LA, it was coming home to like the friendly faces that lived in my house, the cool
Mhm.
musicians, the garage band, like everything wasn't as serious then.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not this serious of a person, but that line still, like that chorus still affects me. And it's like a love song. And it's
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that line just, even though it was a love song at the time, didn't like reflect on me as a love song. It just reflected on me as like, there's always someone
It was
you can
what you
take that
needed.
to. Yes, exactly.
And it can change as your life changes.
Yes, and I feel like now that I
Mhm.
get older too, it totally means something different. It still
Yep.
means that same thing, but if I hear it, like if I hear the first two chords of the intro, I'm like, bring it on home. Like I love that. And it makes me feel better, it makes me more calm. It's kind of like that, when you finish your first glass of whiskey
Mm,
and it like
to
all
that.
settling into the
Or
veins.
7.
So it's 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Just kidding if
That
you're listening
feeling.
from work.
It's that
There's
feeling.
no shame in Irish coffee.
No,
Oh,
that's
not at all.
amazing. It's
And,
glorious.
and I
is,
do
actually.
not do that during the week
It's-
while I'm working.
It's funny because
Wink.
I had asked Vicky that same question earlier, and she said Unchained Melody,
Oh, that's
but the instrumental version,
oh.
no
No
lyrics, no lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
That's not stupid.
No, it's-
I feel like people identify with music more than lyrics sometimes, especially men.
What do you mean you don't like that
She
song?
loves that song.
I'm trying to defend
You
you.
love that
Okay,
song.
I think I established this earlier. Only 87% of what I say is
Only
true.
8. That was
Yeah.
the 13.
60% of the time.
60% of the time.
There we go.
Yeah.
She-
100% of the
she's
time.
quick.
Every-
Learn.
You know
Every
what?
time.
She doesn't need to see the movies. You do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
Chip,
You asking me?
I'm asking you.
So,
Is there a lyric out there?
I'm going with one specific
Okay.
Mhm.
from one of my favorite bands, Whiskey Myers.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
okay.
Whiskey
Oh,
Myers. Oh my God,
okay.
he's so
Thank God you-
fantastic.
oh my God, yeah. They're one of my favorites.
Oh,
I got to
so
meet
good.
them up in Oklahoma City.
You're so lucky.
Oh, I know. I am. I really am. Just in life in general.
It was a cool evening because he had to actually tell Stoney LaRue, "Hey, dude, stop it! I'm going to talk to these guys
And,
now."
and that's no shit.
You're like Stoney, I'm done.
Yeah, Stoney. what's
Thank
up?
you.
I'm here to see them though. He was like, "Chip." I was like, "Stoney, let's not do this here." And
Oh, did you guys
I'm not
break up?
sure if
Are
you know
okay?
this, but
Yeah.
Whiskey Myers is here, Stoney.
yeah, so,
Right.
Gonna
it's
We
yeah,
love you,
We love you,
Stoney.
Stoney.
Stoney. I'll give you a hug anytime.
Seriously.
you're a great guy. We
Well-
actually partied with Stoney on his bus in Salado.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
Stoney
Did you
LaRue's.
get to party on Whiskey Myers bus yet?
I did not here.
Okay.
In OKC, I did.
Okay, great. Well, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, we could toss that out there. Hey, Whiskey.
Yeah. Hey, either of y'all, if y'all are listening, we're up for a podcast. Give us a call.
And
Can't
really-
wait to meet y'all.
Yeah. So I think this is off their song Hitstone,
Uh-huh.
and I think it's how everybody should live their life. It's wild as a cyclone, smoother than homegrown, short-lived and long gone, chiseled on my headstone. So I think that I know it's different meanings for everybody, but
Sure.
to me, live your life to the fullest every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Chisel it right there on the headstone. I
Heck
love
yeah.
the closing line. I love that song too.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, sounds good.
Heck
although
yeah.
Vicky's gonna burn me up, so not really gonna have a headstone. So it's kind of
You
yeah.
can still have a headstone.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Tiny,
she'll put it out in the
tiny
front yard. Yeah, he's gone. Ha.
He's got a rock.
Yeah.
Like he's got just a
Yeah.
painted rock.
Just
Yeah.
etch it onto the stein
Yeah.
that she's going to
Yeah.
put you in.
My
It's fine.
pet rock
Yeah.
named Chip.
So it has the whole Whiskey Myers song chiseled down on it. It's
actually,
like a magnifying
actually,
glass
it's just gonna
reading.
say asshole.
Flip me over.
Stephanie, do you,
Okay.
You know it's true. That's why you're like,
Right. Okay. So someone told me this question a little too late.
So you picked Itsy-Bitsy Spider.
I did. You guys understood?
I know you so well.
Thank you.
Look, it's all about the struggle.
The struggle is just,
Yeah.
and I hate
It's
spiders.
real. It's real. The struggle is real.
So the first thing that literally came to mind was this little backstory. When I was in 4th or 5th grade, we did this entire song. Well, the chorus. No, it was the entire song. We did this entire song, my class, in sign language. And it gets me. I'm such a bubbly person. I look positive, and I'm doing that right now.
No, but
That's
cool.
how I talk. I'm talking with my hands here, folks.
So
Taking a lot with my hands here.
The first song that came to mind was by Louis Armstrong.
Oh,
What a Wonderful World.
it's a great song.
That's one of my mom's
Yeah.
favorite songs.
Yeah. And the specific lyric that really gets me is the one that says, I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But what they're really saying is, I love you. It's just like,
That's awesome.
That's
oh,
so
man.
you, by the way. Like,
Oh,
no,
man.
I
Just
just met you not too long ago, but I feel
I
that in you.
know.
You
It's
know,
just
I feel,
like, it's
I feel,
totally me. And it's just totally positive in this gray world that we're living. And we
Mhm.
just
Oh,
need
yeah.
that. We just need that.
Hey, if more people felt that way, this would be such a better place.
Absolutely.
And it's such a
Yeah.
good song. And everyone can learn that in sign language, by the way.
Well, except for that one
Well,
old guy.
not that thing.
Not
Okay, not that finger. Okay, not that one. That's for when you're driving.
Yeah.
Mike, what is your
Yeah.
Mike's, what's yours? Yeah, what's yours?
All right. Well, okay. So
Uh-oh.
this is the portion of the show where Natalie no longer respects me.
Pony.
Wait,
like
she
she-
respected you?
Jump
Yeah,
Wait,
on
hold
like
on.
she did to
it.
begin.
I'm just assuming up till now we were okay.
Yeah.
But
Come
when-
and jump on it.
for-
Yeah. As in, right in.
between the ages of 18 and 38,
So in 1942,
the Andrews sisters were the thing.
yeah, everybody was
Um,
happening.
I was
Whoa.
actually a music critic.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
So I come at everything kind of from from the critical eye. And I love everything. I love all kinds of everything. And country music is sort of my go-to. But for lyrics, I have to go to 1970s era Billy Joel.
Oh my
Uh,
God! What's every song's amazing.
I mean the stuff he does, and it's hard to pick one out. I mean, Summer Highland Falls. They say that these are not the best of times, but they're the only times I've ever known. It's okay.
I love that.
I'm in.
I
I'm in.
love that.
You
Right
know?
away, you're hooked.
You're hooked,
I feel
and,
you.
and then he starts building images. My favorite one is "Angry Young Man." You ever hear him do "Angry Young Man"? It's really it's a song that I've loved since the 70s. I'm not going to say how old I am. Shut up, Chip. But
95.
it's a song in the era of social media that just if everybody listened to it, they'd go, "Holy shit! I'm not as smart as I thought."
right.
The chorus. Because he just sings about the angry young man and his struggles to be heard and to do this and to do that.
Mhm.
The chorus. I believe I've passed the age of consciousness and righteous rage. I found that just surviving is a noble fight. I once believed in causes too. I had my pointless point of view. But life goes on, no matter who is wrong or right.
I
Mm.
love that. So
Mm.
it
It's
does
like,
fit
you know what?
across the ages.
Boom.
You know,
Across
if you
the
just
ages, yeah.
learn that,
Yeah.
you're going to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the thing to say like we agree to disagree. That's
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
And I feel like people used to agree with that, you know, and it now it's like, okay, well, we agree to disagree. No, like,
Well,
you know, like that we can't.
You
do
have
that.
Well,
to see
you're
my
racist.
point of view.
And now we have Panda
And now-
and Post
I'm-
Malone.
What panda?
Post
Oh.
Panda.
Well.
No, don't do that.
Oh, and Baby Shark.
And we have Baby
And
Joel.
Baby Shark. Do.
have you seen the meme of
everybody-
Sylvester Malone?
No.
Well, they like
No.
take it's like one of those.
Oh, really?
I like, it's
Sylvester
like,
the cat?
like no, Sylvester Stallone, but
Oh.
Sylvester Malone. So they take
Oh.
both of their pictures and mash them together.
Oh, my
It's
God.
like
No.
an old Sylvester Stallone, but with tons of tattoos on
Oh,
his
my
face.
gosh. I bet that's great.
Oh,
It's
no.
great. It's fantastic.
This is why
Yeah.
I like to
like
stay
people have
off.
too much time on their hands. Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
No.
So
joke.
on that with the Sylvester Malone.
Well, hey, let's give everybody a chance to go look that up on the interwebs.
yeah.
Yes.
Is that where you find it? Bunch of tubes connected together in a web-like formation.
And let's look up the Billy Joel song, kids out there.
Actually,
and
don't
everybody.
look
They're
up
not
Sylvester Malone, but you're gonna want to look
And
up
Whiskey
look up Billy.
Myers.
Look up-
Yeah. Oh
Go
yeah.
listen to that Louis Armstrong.
Oh, sweet Mary. Mistress
Mrs.
Vicky just showed it.
found
Vicky
Oh,
found
my
it for us.
gosh.
Oh Lord,
I
So,
mean, just
yeah.
interesting.
Enlighten yourself.
that
Go
looks a
look up-
lot like the guy that put Han Solo in Carbonite.
Find some
Yeah.
music that's not older than 10 years and just listen to it.
Yeah.
Just-
It
challenge you.
actually has meaning.
That actually has
Um,
meaning.
yeah, go look up that Billy Joel song real quick.
Mhm.
And if you haven't heard them, listen to Whiskey Myers also because
Yes,
they're badass.
he's amazing.
They're getting too big to be around here, so we might not see them around Austin.
I feel like
Too much
they're gonna always be a Texas country
Well,
band.
oh
In
no,
my
they'll always
mind.
be a Texas country
I mean, I
band.
feel
but
like they're gonna.
they played in
stick.
Salado. We got to take a break, I know, but they played in Salado not too long ago.
And the house
And,
is too big. I mean, too small. I mean,
Oh yeah,
The crowd was too big.
The crowd was
Oh,
too
the crowd
big
was too
for the
big.
for the venue.
All
Yeah.
the things.
but
They ran out of alcohol. It was terrible.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
It was a
yeah.
riot.
they
I don't know.
yeah they played there at Chefs
Yeah, Chefs.
Chefs.
for 10 years.
Mhm.
He was one of the first people to
Right.
give
I
him
mean,
a break.
they always like to go back
yeah,
to that place.
so that's how cool these guys are.
Yeah.
That's how down to earth, and they really are. I'm not name dropping when I say I met them.
He's name dropping.
I'm really proud that I did because they are great guys.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you.
Yeah. So go look them up. We're gonna take a break, get some more to drink, and we'll be right back.
All right.
If you drink and drive, it's not just your plans for the evening that get messed up, it's your plans for the future. We're talking fines and fees that'll keep you broke for a long time. We're talking about having to ask friends and frenemies for rides for months. And that career you were thinking about? Well, DWIs can show up on background checks and they don't make your resume any better. So think of a better plan, okay?
Don't lose control of your future with a DWI. Plan a sober ride before you go out so you don't drink, drive, go to jail. Plan while you can at soberrides.org. A message from TxDOT.
And we're back with the Drinking Texas podcast. Thanks for staying with us. We're here with Natalie Metcalf. Natalie, thank you for joining us.
It's been my pleasure being on here, guys. I mean, I have not had such delicious whiskey in quite some time. So, and delicious conversation.
Hey now.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Hey now. Oh, I know what you're saying.
Thank God the breaks are edited.
Yeah.
Truth.
So,
Sorry, Mom.
We've been trying to get you on for a while, but you've been a little busy. Do you mind telling everybody what you've been doing?
Heck yeah. I'm so stoked to tell everybody what I'm doing. I just released my second record. Hoot.
What's it called?
It's called One More Round. Play on words, okay?
I know.
Right?
I've
We're
heard the
drinking
song.
one more round. We're
Such a good song.
You know, I do always want that one more glass of whiskey, but this happens to pertain to she's got one more round in her gun. And while I was gone, you guys hit me up right before I was about ready to hit the road. And every time I release a record, every time. I mean, it's only been 2 times
both
so
of them.
far.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's still every time.
Hopefully it continues to be the same way in the future. I like to go back to my stomping grounds and do a pre-release, essentially.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I do like a pre-release tour, whereas many of the places that are still open.
So are you talking
know?
about the cattle fields in Kansas?
Exactly. That's why I said still open. Some of that
I'm
shit's
just kidding.
closed down.
No, that
Yeah.
I'm sure I spent some time up in Nebraska. I'm sure it's very similar. The
Oh,
smaller
yes.
towns are fantastic. The people are awesome.
I mean, everybody's so hospitable, and I always
Mhm.
have a couch to sleep on, or like
Oh,
4
yeah.
people come up in one night and we're like, "You have a place to stay."
Yeah.
Like, we've got an extra bed for you, which is so
and,
awesome.
And we got food for you.
And food. I know
and
they
beer.
always say that.
And beer.
They always say that.
Yeah.
The best thing on the tour this year was I finished a show in a middle-aged couple, like super looked like just very cool locals, rolled in, like maybe caught the last 20 minutes of the show, last 3 or 4 songs.
Okay.
And she kind of had like a Dolly Parton vibe. I'm not saying with the
Big hair,
boobs
big
or anything,
boobs.
No, but personality, big smile,
Okay.
and like very
Just larger than life.
Yeah,
just
larger than life.
awesome. Yeah.
And the husband was like the opposite, like very quiet, like raise the whiskey glass, but not say hi type gentleman. And I walk up there and they're like, "You did great tonight. I bought you dinner," and like she had bought me a beer rock and some chips.
Nice.
And she's like, "We know it. You probably haven't eaten all day."
Okay.
And I was like, that is right. I mean, she hit it on the money.
Yeah.
She hit it on the money. I did not haven't eaten. I hadn't eaten all day, and I just drove into that town that day,
Mhm.
and it was so cool. Like they packed shit up. They had the person like get some ketchup and all this stuff. Like
Did they throw a Jello pudding pack in there?
they did not.
Wait.
But they added. They let me have a beer. So
Oh,
that was
nice.
okay. There we go.
Okay.
And that was super cool. Like that stuff really only happens, I feel like, in the Midwest and South sometimes. And that was really neat.
So
Yeah.
speaking of bars, speaking of one more round,
Mhm.
I have to tell everybody that's listening. We met with you at Ed's place,
Yes.
and you were nice enough to bring your guitar out and sing that song for everybody in there, which I know you didn't want to do because it was at about 11 o'clock
Yeah, it's
on
11
a
in the
Sunday morning.
That is
You-
rough.
Yeah, you didn't even want to be out of bed, but
Nobody
but
wants to
you-
be in bed
I
that
mean, her
early.
hair was barely done.
I
It's
know.
barely done.
I know.
It's barely done. It's half done.
She had only put a little bit of makeup on,
Just a bit.
but
But those
but
curls
no,
were still on
Oh, the
point.
curls were still up. But you were nice, and you have no idea what that meant to, at least to us. I know,
Well, thank
I know,
you.
Linnea loved it. The people at the
I mean,
bar.
Linnea put me on the spot. She said she didn't like all those whiny, whiny girl country
whiny
singers.
girl
Right.
country singers.
And I was like, whoa.
Whoa. Do not categorize.
By the
me.
way, you fell right into her trap.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't
Oh,
that
she's
definitely shows my
sneaky.
personality too.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, whoa.
She read
whoa.
you. She read you like a book.
Who is this godmother?
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
She read you like a book. She's like, I'm gonna get this girl to play for me
Yeah.
right now.
Right now.
She
And not-
totally
and
knew
not-
how to do it because
yeah.
she knew I was going to say
Oh,
no.
yeah.
I said no. She's like, well, that's good. I don't like those girl singers anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hold the phone.
I didn't think you'd be any good. You'd sing if you were.
I mean, I don't know if I was even that good that morning, but
You were great.
Oh,
It,
no,
at
At least
really?
you, hey,
Yeah.
at least you weren't the whiny one.
We were
yeah, thank
so.
you. I did prove to her that I was more the raspy, G Stevie Nicks,
Right.
which is that kind of rasp. I'm not Stevie Nicks at all. But I'm saying.
By the way, if y'all want to listen to that, we actually have it on our Facebook page.
Oh, very
I
cool.
was like,
Yes.
did post it. I see.
Yes.
I remember telling Vicky, if you're gonna shoot a video,
Shoot
you
it
gotta
from
shoot
the
it from the back because I looked like crap that
Yeah,
day.
I mean,
there it is. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
shot it
showing
from
us
the
right
back.
now. I say,
I
hey,
mean-
you can't show my face. Like, it's
And
no
again, the
good.
curls are on point, ladies and gentlemen.
that was the stipulation for singing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
No, but
Yeah,
it
I
was.
know.
I mean that song. It's become. I literally. So a lot of the times when writers write a song and they know it's going to be maybe the title of their next album or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Usually when you write a song, you want to sing it right away. You got to get it out there. It's hot. You
right.
got to show it to the people. I saved that song. I mean, I recorded that song quite a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been playing a lot of shows in Texas when I moved here. And I've been saving that song for like a year and a half to play it live until
Really?
the
Okay.
actual release. And so
Oh,
the
that's
first time anybody
awesome.
ever heard it live was in Kansas at the pre-release shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then, at my CD release, that was like the first time. But I'm not going to sing that song tonight on the show here, but
So-
only because
Hold on a second. If y'all heard that noise in the background, that was Mike getting us more ice
for our whiskey.
for our whiskey. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Man does
That's
not live on whiskey alone. You've got to have the
one
ice.
more round. We gotta have one
Yeah.
more round before we're done. Yeah, that song has such a cool story for the studio. Most of the record is very like broke down Texas country style. I wanted it to be very acoustic guitar, vocals, pretty stripped. That's it. There's a little piano on there, little
Yeah.
organ, little bass. That's it. But one more round, we added some drums, we added some electric guitar, only because it was such a powerful song to everybody that was in the studio at that time. And we had to make the drums because we did not like any of our kick drums that we had in there. So we actually like stomped on a suitcase and
Oh,
then we had
really?
to add some reverb. Yeah, we had
To get that right.
to get that sound. And
Okay.
then I remember saying from the very beginning, I wanted chains as the hi-hat, but I didn't really know how to go about that. And I remember my producer and the guy that was recording the whole record, who was like, well,
Danny.
yeah, Danny. He's like, you gotta go.
Danny, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you gotta go get some change, test them out. So I remember being in the Hollywood Home Depot with my keyboard player Ann, and we looked like two of those like homeless crazies in there, where we had all the chains. They're in rolls, they're in
Yeah.
rolls, so you can
Right,
pull
right.
out how much you want. So we had them all, pulled out because we needed to be able to drop them
Yeah.
to test them. If they're too
Mm.
if they're too thin, they drop super fast and they're very
Right.
light sounding. If they're too too heavy. It's too slow. And so like the Home Depot guy was walking down the hall, like to the aisle, and you could just see him being like, oh my God, these guys again. Like these
It's like
crazies.
sweet
And we had a bunch
shit.
of all these chains out in the aisle. And he's like, do you guys need any help? And we're like, oh, we're just trying to find the right chains for ourselves.
And then there was this tall man that walked by and said, all you need is 2 chains.
two chains. and so the guy looked at us
Yeah, I
like,
went there.
okay, chains for your song? Like, okay. Anyway, go check that. Go check that song out. It's cool. It turned out really neat. You know?
I can almost imagine this trip to the Depot.
The Depot, yes, so
Right.
fun. You know, it was
Stephanie's
so
heard of
fun.
the Depot. She's never been, but she's
The
heard
Depot?
of it.
Have you been to Home Depot?
Yes, of course.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stephanie, I feel
well,
like I'm
just
stepping all
to get
over
the
your
hot dogs
pocket
out front.
tonight.
They have popcorn.
The Depot.
Yep, popcorn
The
and hot
orange.
dogs out front.
Look, popcorn. They do they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, look,
You?
don't distract me because I can totally see you and her going there and just like piles of chains,
Yeah.
like different ones, and just like, okay, wait, no, not this one. Okay, now try this one.
Yeah, roll
And then
that
you guys
one back up.
Do it together at the same. Well, drop the change at the same
Drop
time.
the
Yeah, there you go.
chains. I pull the chain, the water comes down. No,
Oh,
I can actually
She's a
see
maniac.
that.
She's a maniac.
Yeah, I'm
on
a
the floor.
maniac.
On the
Oh my
floor.
goodness.
Yeah, exactly. And that is what I look like to
hold
that
on.
Home Depot.
Hold on
guy.
a
I
second.
look like a maniac.
Have you seen Flashdance?
Stephanie's not seen Flashdance.
He's not seen
Damn.
Flashdance. No, Stephanie.
They're all disappointed
Oh.
in me, you guys.
No, it's all right.
I
I'm not
played-
as disappointed about Flashdance as I am about like Animal House or some of the others.
Caddyshack.
I grew up
Caddyshack.
with 2 cops in the house.
Die
They won't let
Hard.
me see shit like
Yeah,
that.
Beverly
I
Hills
grew up
Cop.
I grew up on
1 North 6.
no 10 Commandments and Samson and Delilah
And
pearls. The Brave Little Toaster. That is
Oh, I
what
love
I
the
grew
Brave Little
right.
Toaster,
Oh my
though.
goodness.
Cheers
and
to
bed knobs
that.
and bed knobs and broomsticks.
What?
What-
What's that?
oh my
Is
gosh.
that a book?
No,
It's a
that's
movie.
Angela Lansbury.
No
Yay!
way.
I love that
I did
movie.
not know that one.
That's,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
classic Disney.
It's
Yes,
classic
I actually
Disney.
know, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
I mean,
Yes.
It's-
Sword in the Stone is classic Disney.
No, no,
no,
no, no.
we're older.
Older.
Really?
Mary Poppins, same
Yeah.
kind of concept with the movie and the cartoons, but
Mhm.
then
Interesting.
like World War World War. Ooh, it's a World War. I'm
World
not
War-
gonna lie, I
World-
don't know one.
World War 3.
And the British
Well,
were involved.
yeah.
2.
Wow. Okay.
We're gonna say 2.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
It's
I mean, I'm
so-
a big Disney
I
fan.
love
I can't
it.
believe I've never seen
Oh yes,
But you,
Yeah.
it's
you
a
pro-
musical.
You
It's
probably
gonna be great.
know what it is when you see it.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's one of those obscure ones that,
It's so
um,
great.
huh?
It's so great.
oh yeah, no, it's
I'm
great,
pretty
but
sure
it's
what
very
got.
obscure.
I'm pretty
Is
sure
it
it's
as
what
good
got.
as the Brave Little Toaster? Is that Brave Little Toaster?
Oh
is a
man,
bomb.
that's so good. Yeah.
Pretty
And
sure
was-
it's what got Angela Lansbury the whole Mrs. Potts gig
She
for
said she was
Beauty and the
35.
Beast.
up, really? No. I turned 30. Look, I turned
We'll edit
35.
that out.
I turned 35 next week.
I mean, I'm 30, but
guys.
I'll turn 31 in January. So I mean, what
Eh,
do you do?
I did
5
that
years.
once.
Hey,
It's no.
yeah,
All right, hey,
Vicky,
shut up.
Okay.
Vicky,
He
and
looks
Vicky,
young.
Vicky-
You- Mike, you look young.
Vicky and Mike have 16 years on y'all.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
What-
no. So this is how you came up with the drum and the high top.
It's a hi hat.
Hi hat. I'll get it eventually. It's okay.
No, it's all good. But yeah, no, the essentially the title track of the album, One More Round. That's
Mhm.
more. I mean, it's not full band. It sounds very acoustic still. It just has. It's like
It has the background.
really broken down
Yeah.
version of instruments. You know, we didn't want I didn't want the traditional drums.
Mhm.
I didn't want just traditional electric guitar sounds or solos. And what can I say? Danny Byrne, that kid, he's a magician. He played all of the extra parts. Like he played the bass, played the electric guitar, and then Ann Seidler,
Mhm.
my roommate, best friend, keyboard player, she came in and
From
did the
Denmark.
organ and piano from Denmark, yes. And then me, I played the acoustic guitar and sang. So it was just 3 of us. And that's all, and some Converse kick drums and some chains.
Nice.
And that was it for the whole entire record. So it was cool. I never made even like recorded a song, not even just made a record. Like, you know, when you're younger and making your first record, I wanted that big Nashville sound. I wanted all the musicians.
Yeah.
I wanted the pedal steel. Or like the lap steel. I wanted banjo. And I'm very proud of my first record. It sounds awesome. But I mean, I was so young when I recorded that. I'm proud of that. But this one, to do something really stripped down, I mean, honestly, I was so scared. I mean, to release it that release day, I was like, oh my gosh, like, there's nothing there to cover up if you're not bad.
Right.
Like you don't have an amazing guitar solo coming in. People are like, oh, that song's great. Did you hear that solo?
Mhm.
Like, because especially men, they love the melodies. They love all the instrumentation. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to bare my soul on this record. And I want to just show people what they hear at my shows here in Texas.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it's just me and my acoustic guitar. So, you know, you have the option to buy the first record, the whole album, the whole band thing, and see how I sound with that. But if you come out to a show in Texas, you're going to hear me and my acoustic guitar. And that's what
Nice.
you hear on this record.
Right. Nice.
I hope to help you.
Oh no, I saw you at Black Sparrow. Yes.
Okay.
That was great. Yes.
Thank you. I mean, it's hard to keep people entertained, but they hire me. So I hope they like it. You know?
Okay, so if you just put like a mirror or something shiny, that's like half the crowd right there. It'll work.
Exactly.
Or a
That's
puppy. Mistress Vicky, a puppy.
I need like that puppy
random
that will
little-
sit. Like
We're going to take a break, get some more to drink, and we'll be right back.
All right.
this one song called Timer. And it's ticking like a timer. I'm about to sing it for y'all. You've gone done the devil's deeds. He roped you in and you wrote me, and I was none the wiser. You played me here, you played her there. When you ruined lives without a care, a bomb starts ticking like a timer. One or the other, you don't know. You let your conscience go, and I was none the wiser. But you know that time flies by, and soon enough, a year's gone by. This bomb's ticking like a timer. When you build your life on lies, it only ends in shame. When you look back on your life, you'll be the one to blame. Made a fool out of me, but at least I lead a life I don't have to hide. I can hold my head high, hold my head high, hold my head high, hold my head high. You'll running back, covering up all your tracks, so I'm none the wiser. But you're slipping up, can't hide it all. You're bound to fall. This bomb's ticking like a timer. When you build your life on lies, it only ends in shame. When you look back on your life, you'll be the one to blame. Made a fool out of me, but at least I lead a life I don't have to hide. I can hold my head high, hold my head high, hold my head high, hold my head high. Yeah, yeah. I feel sorry for you and sad for her. Hope she never has to feel this hurt. When you build your life on lies, it only is a shame. When you look back on your life, you'll be the one to blame. Made a fool out of me, but at least I lead a life I don't have to hide. I can hold my head high, hold my head high, hold my head high, hold my head high. Well, you've gone and done the devil's deeds.
All right.
That was
Nice.
awesome.
Thank you.
Natalie Metcalf, everybody. Go
Woo!
check her out.
Oh goodness.
Oh, thank you guys.
Got distracted.
We're going to take a break, get some more to drink, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, this is Chip and Mike with Drinking Texas, bringing you our beer of the week. And this week's beer is Axis IPA out of Real Ale Brewing.
Now, down at Real Ale, they do all kinds of great stuff. But Axis, that's one of their staples. It's always available, and for good reason. It's always good. And it's an IPA, but not like most that you've had that are either West Coast or East Coast. This is a Texas IPA. Now, what does that mean? Well, you're still going to get some hop bitterness, and you're going to get a little bit of grapefruit on the end. But what really separates it is it's got a really nice dry finish.
And I like it because it's got a buck on the can.
Yeah, it does.
Right there.
Hey, it's 7.1% alcohol, so you don't have to feel bad about having more than one.
And you can find these anywhere, so go check them out. It's Axis IPA out of Real Ale Brewing right out of Blanco, Texas.
Hey guys, we're back. How's everyone feeling?
Fantastic.
Right?
Yeah, I know I'm feeling good.
Good.
Hey, we're back, like Stephanie said, with Natalie Metcalf. Natalie, thank you again for joining us.
Guys, I mean, I'm having so much fun. I can't remember the last thing that we were talking about, so it must be good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it must be a good night.
It's a fantastic night. Every night is fantastic, though, when you're with Drinking Texas.
I know. I mean, I've had so many laughs since the break. I can't remember where we left off, but I've been having a blast.
One day we will post those breaks, maybe. We have them.
With a big, exclaimer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it must be 18 or over to listen to.
To click
And
on
not
it.
my mother.
No, and not Stephanie's mom. But one thing I want to say is we met up with you at Ed's place out in Taylor, and if you weren't there, which there wasn't a ton of people there, which makes this even better, I want to thank you because you brought out your guitar and you played one more round. What was it? One more round.
Yep.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
One more round for the bar, for us and Linnea specifically, and that was magical.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that because it was 11 a.m. roughness. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
you got.
It was 11 a.m.
It was
in the
a
morning.
no warm up, the vocal cords, hot off the press at 11 a.m. But, singers don't get asked to do that very often. And when you do get asked to do that in a way of it was like a lovingly push that was what do you got for me, girl? But from another woman
Yes.
of amazing standard, of amazing background, she's bringing all these people into her place. And she's like, show me what you got. You know, it's like as another woman who I hope someday to be of that kind of stature, to have that kind of culture around me. I wanted to show her what I had, even though it was 11 a.m. and I knew it wasn't going to be my best.
I will say this. I felt that you were up for the challenge.
Oh yeah.
You did it.
Well, you
She's
pushed
definitely
me
that kind of
enough. You
woman.
pushed me
Yeah.
enough.
Well, I might be kind of a salesy person at times when I want to be. But and if you follow our Facebook page, that's actually on our Facebook page. You can go listen to it.
Listen
And
to a little clip.
yeah,
you can hear a
I
little
thought it was amazing.
Her hair
I-
looks
Thank you.
fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it was very moving.
And like we talked about, that was the song. That's the title track off the song. There's all kinds of cool, sounds and little tiny bells and whistles on there on the actual thing. And Vicky here during the break asked me where she could hear my stuff. And
No, where can you hear it?
and that was such a cool question because as independent artists, so many people in Texas still buy CDs and T-shirts and support you like that,
Truth.
and I love that.
Yes.
I literally love that about
Very
Texas.
supportive.
As we know in these days, social media is so important, and it's tough for a girl like me because I prefer the
She's
face
too
to
fabulous.
face. I prefer the days at Ed's place with Linnea.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I want to prove to her to be a true fan by proving to her, here's what I got.
Right.
Do you like? If you don't like it, cool. If you do, that's how you gain a fan. But you can't do that these days. So if you want to check my stuff out on social media, it actually will help me the most in the long run. And by long run, I mean for musical streams.
Right.
I'll never forget the memory of Ed's Place and Linnea and you guys and all those people in there. There were so many young kids, old kids. I mean, there's kids of every age in there that morning. And not very many, like you said, but there was like 2 or 3 of every age group.
Exactly.
And that was so cool.
Now, when I say there wasn't that many, there was probably 30, 40 people in there.
That's
But
crazy.
they
to
weren't
think,
expecting it.
Yeah.
they
Oh, I
weren't.
know.
Which
So-
Which makes them
They
more
did not
appreciative.
expect that.
Stephanie, you weren't there.
Unfortunately.
I know. I wish you could have been. You were
too.
at the beach getting some sun and drinks and having fun.
Whatever. She was
Wait,
drunk.
does your mom know about this?
Yeah.
She does.
Oh, okay.
Look, I was with my
But-
You were
sister, so
searching
it was
for the
okay.
pearls?
And Natalie, you were playing, so you probably didn't see what we saw.
No, I didn't. I was
There
trying
was-
to just focus on Linnea.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope she likes
So,
this.
so there were so many people that when you started playing, their heads turned around. They forgot
cool.
what they were doing, and they focused on you. Cameras came
Nice.
out.
So nice of you to say that.
And no, I'm not just saying that. This is actually what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. cameras came out and the place stopped. And it was like when I said it was magical, it was magical.
It was a great moment.
Yeah, it was one of those. You said that you won't forget it. We won't forget it because it was one of those things. And it was one of those rare moments in life where time stops. It was amazing. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys. And if you want to hear that, like they said, Drinking Texan has that on their Facebook. From behind, I did not have the good hair and makeup at that time. So,
she had the great hair, partial makeup.
But you can hear it
She's being
online at all the plays. That's my shtick. I say you can hear me on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, Amazon Play, all the plays, any music, Pandora, whatever you got. And my biggest thing, especially with a lot of my small towns, even in Kansas where I'm from, they'll say, "Hey, well, we don't pay for the Spotify, whatever." I'm like, "Well, Pandora has the free music.
Yep.
Spotify, Apple Music, they do too. You can still search my name, Natalie Metcalf. You can click on like shuffle play, and it'll still shuffle maybe songs from my first record and my second record. But I mean, even
which are the best two records
so far?
I try to tell people, like, you don't know how much that helps an artist. Even if I'm not your favorite artist, if you have heard someone on the Drinking Texas podcast that you like, that helps them so much. Even if you think, well, I don't have a subscription. Right. What do I do? That can boost their play that week. That can boost everything for them, for that just small account to recognize, hey, we have a new listener from, it's really cool. I have a girl from Taylor who's from Germany, and her sister was like Facebook. Her and her sister were Facebooking live from my show.
Really?
Oh,
and
awesome.
So I got an email like a couple days after my CD release that said, "Hey, you have 2 new listeners in Germany." I mean, that was so cool. I mean, people don't realize that the artists, we do get all emails, we get updates on where people are listening from. And that's so cool. That's so special. Yeah. So you can find all my stuff, like I said, on all the plays. If you want to go even a little deeper than that, if you're from the heart of Texas and you're around here and want to come see a show, you can find my music at nataliemetcalf.com. And
how do you spell it real quick?
And that's okay. Natalie is Natalie. Metcalf is METCALF.com. And the new record will be posted in a few days up on that website.
Awesome.
But you'll have all my social media links on there. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz from the website. And you get to learn a little bit about me too. So
awesome.
So
I mean, a little bit, is there more that they can learn than they learned today?
Listen, the only thing that they can learn
that you haven't said tonight.
That I haven't said tonight is if you catch me at a place like Ed's Place.
Yes.
With Drinking Texas. And in that case, we've been joking all night. Maybe Drinking Texas needs to create a Facebook location. Yeah. So if I'm hanging out, then we can say, hey, we're Drinking Texas.
So I will say this.
Come hang out with me at a show. I would rather personally meet you, honestly. Face to face.
So would we.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're out and about and you see this out and about, please come say hi. We'd love to meet you, as would Natalie. Yeah. But anytime that we're out with you.
I can't wait for more future outings. Please,
my gosh. We're gonna have them.
I can't wait.
So anytime we're out with you and we're having drinks, because you weren't drinking that day because you had a show that night.
Right.
Makes it even more amazing that you were singing.
Sober.
Yes.
Sober, yeah.
But we're gonna put you on the spot.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have a guitar, which I know you always have your guitar with you.
I might have a guitar.
Always.
Today. I might have that.
Yeah. Oh, and we're gonna ask you to sing here in a minute.
Oh goodness.
But anytime that we're out and about with you and we're drinking, because you were part of the Drinking Texas family now.
Well, I am so excited to be part of that.
We're so excited that you are. We're gonna put you on the spot and try to get you to sing a song at someplace. So
I feel like I'm going back in time where Alan Jackson had the if you guys remember Chasing That Neon Rainbow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But in the video he goes and does the cold audition. You know, the guy says, "Okay, you got 3 minutes. Show me what you got." No. And I mean, I love that. That's kind of felt like Ed's Place. I was like, oh my God, Lannia's watching
better not
me.
mess this up.
Yeah, like I got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to show this lady what I got.
For the rest of your life.
By the way, I was thinking about this in a completely different manner than a 3-minute audition. Okay. But what I'm thinking is it's a 3 to 5 minute everybody in the place is lucky as shit to be there.
Oh, that's very
It's-
nice.
no,
Thank you. Thank you.
no,
I'm
that-
serious.
that's
I'm so grateful
100
that you said
And
No, that's 100%
as she plays, I'm gonna need a dance partner.
done.
So if y'all can take a step,
We'll bring
and
Dozier.
I'm there.
How much
we'll
whiskey's
bring
left?
Dozier.
How much whiskey's
Look.
left, Mike? You might need to take another shot.
Yeah.
Be your dance
But,
partner.
but no,
No, he's got
that's
two
what-
bad hips.
there is, yeah, he does. He actually does have two right hips.
He told me the last time he danced was at his wedding.
Yeah,
First
yeah,
date.
And
Yes.
that did not go well.
No, he did. He actually has two right hips.
my
They installed them like 2 years ago.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is, if we're out together drinking Texas, Natalie Metcalf, people at that place, if we can talk you into it, and I will, are
scared now.
gonna be it's gonna be one of those magical moments.
It will be.
that people are gonna post on their Instagram, their Facebook, their whatever. That holy shit, I was there this night. This awesome artist, Natalie Metcalf, just all of a sudden dropped a bomb on us, and it's gonna be so awesome.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
think it was cool that it happened at Ed's place too. Like I said, Drinking Texas like seeks out all these cool places that, people may not know of. And maybe you do know of some of them, but Ed's place, that's in a small town, Taylor, Texas, and it's been around forever. And the owners are amazing, and it goes generations and generations back. And when you asked me that day to sing there, it just felt like a place in Kansas. Like you said, you lived in
Oh, yeah.
Nebraska. I mean, not very many people know about this place. No one was really in there for that reason. Everybody's in there for a good burger,
Yes.
for a good beer, for a good conversation. And those are the places where little pop-up shows, like where you feel like, okay, I could do this one-off song here
Yeah.
because it is home. It feels like home. And you're welcomed, and you're just it was such a cool, magical moment. And if you don't understand that, folks, go have a burger at Ed's place because you will understand
Yeah.
after you're there.
Hey, Nelly,
will.
since we're going to wrap this up because we're just rambling on, we can go on for another hour. And I don't know if anybody else would love it, but we would.
Oh, yeah.
Would you mind playing us out?
Guys, I cannot wait to play the song for y'all. So, if any other musicians or Mike in his old day, the music critic, is like, hey, you're here supporting your album out right now, I'm gonna play you a song that's not on my album that just came out.
Whoa, what?
It's only because I'm here at Drinking Texas. It's one of my brand new songs that I wrote
Exclusive babies.
post
Malone?
post
No.
Sylvester
No.
Malone.
Stop it.
Malone.
She wrote it Sylvester Malone.
Stop it.
Post Malone. I wrote it post the record, and you know that's how it goes, right? You have all these songs built up, and then you record them and you release a record, and you don't write any songs during that time, and then you're done with that record, and boom, a bunch of songs come out again, and. So again, folks, please go check out my now record. My now record is called One More Round. Hit it up, NatalieMetcalf.com, Spotify, Apple Play, Google Play, did I say Spotify?
It is
Spotify. Spotify again. Spotify one more time.
And on the old
YouTube.
Victrola.
Yeah.
I don't
On the
know.
old Victrola.
It is Drinking Texas certified, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Now this song is called Drink a Little More.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, as we need. Yeah.
This is the only reson why I'm playing it tonight. Of course, I want to play more
It's not.
songs
It's
off
not
my.
called that bastard left me and he's going to hell or
It's not
Oklahoma.
called- it's not called.
Hey, we can combine those songs, by the
It
way.
ain't no country hymn called Oklahoma Hell.
Yeah.
Okay, it ain't called
Anyway,
that.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
But this is one called Drink a Little More. Hopefully it'll be released as a single before too long. And it's one of those things dedicated to folks like us, to folks like Drinking Texas who needs one more hug, one more drink, one more smile before we leave a place, Well, I'm a little done with it, a little down, little bit of bad attitude been hanging round. You're a little tired, little crazy, little bit of take it out on me, baby. Well, I know you and you know me, and I know what we need. A little bit of drink, little bit of smoke, little bit of dance around that dance floor, little bit of loud, little bit of fun, little bit of let's go tear shit up. Just when you think we're headed for the door, we drink a little more. We drink a little more. Oh, I'm a little done with it, a little down. Little bit of bad attitudes been hanging around. You're a little hard work, a little overtime. Little bit of climb, that ladder climb. Well, I know you, you know me. And I know what we need. A little bit of drink, little bit of smoke, little bit of dance around that dance floor. Little bit of loud, little bit of fun, little bit of let's go tear shit up. And just when you think we're headed for the door, we drink a little more, drink a little more. Well, it may not make it to the weekend. It's only Wednesday, and I've got the feeling that I need a drink, yeah, I need a smoke. Within me around that dance floor, yeah, you need a drink, yeah, you need a smoke. Spin me around that dance floor, a little bit of drink, little bit of smoke, little bit of dance around that dance floor, little bit of loud, little bit of fun, little bit of let's go tear shit up. And just when you think we're headed for the door, we drink a little more, drink, 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 drink a little more, drink, 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 drink a little more.
Holy shit. Okay.
Oh, that was good.
I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah. Natalie, holy shit. All right. So on that note, good God almighty.
Cheers, everybody. If you're not drinking,
yeah.
if you're not drinking Green Spot,
Shit.
if you're not drinking Eagle Rare. What was the third one we had tonight?
Sweetheart of the rodeo.
Sweetheart is
We
done.
killed the bottle
Hey,
already,
hey, hold on.
sweetheart.
If you ain't drinking Texas,
You ain't drinking.
Jeez, man.
you ain't drinking. You ain't drinking shit.
You're drinking.
Drink up, bitches.
There you go.
Drinking. Cheers.
There we go.
Thank you all for having me out tonight. Thank
Hey,
you.
thank you.
Edit that down.